Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me for another Joe Lock style Tai Chi and Qi Gong class. It's great to see you. Let's get started with a right hand in fist and left hand straight, pulling back that thumb with feet together, the hands together, and we press forward. Excellent. I'm just going to adjust, often the way. All right, and let's do some winter warm-up. Now it's roasting in this room. So I'm not sure I have my wits about me, but let's try. We're going to swing and pat and brush down. Now, the way I learned this, you pat on just the inside of your shoulders there at the lung point. And if you're wondering where is the lung point, well, if you draw your finger across your top of your arm, when it falls into your chest, that's the lung point. So we want to get into a rhythm and we do a little brush stroke down. I was really delighted to come across a video by Dr. Mandel. I think he's great. I think he must have done a lot of Tai Chi in his time. And I think he borrows directly from Tai Chi in a lot of his videos. And he was doing this action almost exactly. And he was using technobabble, lots of very scientific, anatomy informed guidance, but it was exactly the same move. Even the fact I often say to people, smile, smiling opens your energy, helps your energy flow. And he was saying exactly the same thing. But this is, well, it's for your lungs, it's to pump the energy around your body, it's to wake your system up. It's also helping your lymphatic system and your nervous system. It helps us get into that place where we're stimulating the rest and the digest part, the parasympathetic nervous system. So I was delighted to see his video. I just thought, do you know what? I respect this guy, and he's almost word for word, apart from more technobabble, teaching the same thing as I am. I was delighted, a little bit freaked out by how close it was. I thought, has he been watching my videos? But no, I think he's just been studying Tai Chi, which is great. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling nicely woken up. Now we're going to do the next of the three, because I actually learned this over in Donegal with my Chen style teacher there, with Jill Kyo. And this exercise is for the kidneys and the bladder. But it's still, notice you're going to that same lung point. And it's very close to the lymph drainage duct, the main drain. But you're also, you see that, patting your kidneys and pushing your heel out is helping you to stimulate the kidney meridian. Good. Good. Now, the kidneys are thought to be your battery pack. In Chinese medicine, the kidneys not only do their job of filtering water, but they also store any extra energy, a reserve that we draw upon. Good. So let's come back to center and we'll go up and we'll brush the thighs, the front, the back, and down. Up, brush, brush, and down. Up, brush, brush, and down. Come a little bit closer. Good. Someone the other day said to me, you should write a book. You've so much information. And I was saying, yeah, but it's all other people's information. It's none of my own, or very little of my own. And then it doesn't matter, there's great material there, write a book. I thought, yeah, maybe I should write a book. But my head is empty. It's just whenever somebody comes up with a problem, then, I think, oh, yeah, somebody said, this is good, or I do this. So, but anyway, I'm playing with the idea of writing a book, but don't hold your breath for it. It might be some time in the making. Good. Good, and rest. All right, I want you to just stand, please, and feel into your body. Listen to your system and notice any sensations. Remember to smile. And I often say in class, even if it's not a genuine smile, slap a smile on your face and relax into it. And very quickly it becomes a real smile. You'll laugh at yourself for doing it, feeling into your body, and notice all those lovely sensations, the energy flowing. Isn't that nice? Good. So let's now move on to a little bit of rotation in the hips. And we want to go into the corners of the hips. They're soft corners, so you're just feeding into the corner until you feel contact, and then you move on. Let the body round the corners off naturally, but don't just go into a circle. Actually feel your way into the shape of your hips. It's a very useful practice. It's a mind-body connection. You're creating a situation where you're exploring your body rather than just moving it around and hoping for the best. So the more body awareness we build in Tai Chi, the better your health. Your whole system, every cell of your body is alive, and therefore there is a certain amount of awareness. And the awareness can be amplified by a more full abundance of vitality within the cell. So if we sit for long periods of time, maybe we spend a lot of time in our heads, rather than listening, connecting, and using our bodies, we're actually diminishing the life force within the cells, or some of the cells. So just like a river, to stay fresh, needs to flow, so does your energy through your body. If your body wants to be well, it needs that flow of energy. And movement is certainly a fantastic way to help move that energy. But what sets Tai Chi apart, let's change direction, please. What sets Tai Chi and Qi Gong apart from other forms of exercise is it is a much more mindful practice. It's not just moving, it's moving with awareness. That you're really listening and feeling into each and every part of your body as you breathe and as you move. And notice the word breathe came in there. So that's another key factor. The thing that is feeding the life force in our body, fueling the fire, if you like, is our breath. So when we marry our breath, our movement, and our conscious awareness together, we create a really powerful and potent cocktail to help to enliven and awaken every cell in our body, to recharge the life force through all of our structures. And every single structure in your body has the capacity to listen. We can use our system in awareness. If there is life flowing through our body, there is awareness. Now you might think, well, I can't feel my feet very well. You know, there are those who have what we call neuropathy. Neuropathy is a sort of numbing of the nerves, or a malfunction of the nerves, which leaves us not being able to feel certain areas. I wouldn't worry about that. The useful thing about awareness is it can go beyond the boundaries, even of our own body. We're aware of the room around us, even though it's not inside our bodies. We're aware of the birds in the trees outside the house. They're not inside our bodies. So we stand even more of a chance to reconnect with things that are inside our bodies. It just takes a bit of time and a bit of lateral thinking, that we want to feel and listen and let go, even though at first we can't experience sensation. Good. Okay, so let's come back to center, please. We're going to stand on one foot and gently spiral around the leg. Now, it can get quite esoteric, can't it? You're thinking, There's a bird in a tree and I can experience it, but it's not in my body. That's weird. Well, no, it's not. We have senses that are designed to extend out beyond our body to inform us of what's going on in the world. Change direction, please. And we have this practice called Wuji. Wuji means universal oneness or emptiness or nothingness. It means a lot and it means nothing at the same time. Shakeout. It's the first practice that we do before we do our Tai Chi practice. Let's do the other leg, please. And this understanding of universal oneness is very powerful. So instead of just thinking that we have senses that reach out and inform us about the world outside, we can think of the world outside as an extension of our very selves. It's part of us. And that feedback that we're getting from our senses is actually teaching us, change direction, about our very selves. So everything is connected. Everything is connected. That's a concept interwoven into this idea of Wuji or stillness or nothingness or universal oneness, that not only are we in balance within our little bodies when we practice, but actually we're in harmony and balance with the universe around us because we're all part of the same thing. It's like saying that a fish in the ocean is part of the ocean. It's how you perceive things, but it makes a difference. Because when you think of the universe as a very part of you, then you can draw energy from it effortlessly, just like wiggling your toes. Okay, so let's link our fingers together. We haven't done this one in a while. Linking our fingers together, if that's comfortable to do so. If it's not comfortable, you can sort of hold one hand on top of the other. And what we're going to do is like breakdancing. I always think of it like breakdancing. We're going to gently create a wave. Good. Now, this is from Chenzi Chang's warm-up. And Chenzi Chang is very impressive and martial in his Tai Chi. He's Grandmaster Chen's nephew, and he's the martial champion within Chenjiaogou village, the birthplace, if you like, of Chen style Tai Chi. Now keep that going and see if you can turn your waist from one side to the other. Good. So you see what I mean? Every exercise or every bit of information that I'm giving you is coming from someone else or inspired by the practice. Good. That's quite difficult, isn't it? But if you set your arms in motion and you practice that, then all you need to do is add turning of the waist, and it becomes really quite a cool little exercise. Now, let's come back to center. What is quite difficult then is to go the other way. See if you can go the other way. You don't have to, by the way. It's a complete exercise, even if you just go one way. So which arm started the wave before? Now try starting the wave on the other side. This is an example of yin and yang. It's always that one side is easier than the other. But it's quite nice to address that balance a little bit. Let's see if we can add a twist by practicing on both sides. What you can do is practice a little bit more on the side that it feels less easy. And not all exercises in Tai Chi do we do on both sides. There are some asymmetrical practices. And asymmetry is also part of the universe. Let's come back to center. Good, and relax down. Ooh, good. So why am I saying the universe? What has the universe got to do with Tai Chi? Well, if you look at the yin-yang picture, we call that the yin-yang. We call that the Tai Chi picture, and it's designed to represent the universe in balance. So it's everything. And when we do Tai Chi, we are creating a fractal, if you like, of a balanced universe within our own bodies. Oh, it's all very deep today, isn't it? And you don't have to have faith in this, you don't have to believe in this. It's just a way of explaining what we're doing, a very romantic way of saying that we're bringing ourselves into balance and in harmony with our world around us. Okay, so let's do a little stretch for the legs. We're going to kick it out and step it down. And we go forwards and back. And breathe. Now, our Chen teachers are quite stoic. I think, well, all Tai Chi teachers tend to be quite stoic, but they're quite quiet and don't talk much. They let the Tai Chi do the talking. But Master Locke, though he's not a chatterbox, he does like to explain things in English, and his English is quite fluent and very educated. Let's change, please, onto the other side. And the impression that I got straight away when studying with Master Locke is that he's a very romantic person. And I don't mean like love interest romantic. I mean, he sees the world and the practice with a very beautiful, elegant, storytelling way. Everything is a story. And this is very in keeping with the traditional practice of the allegorical journey in Tai Chi. Good. Take a breath. Good. And circle the shoulders. And Tai Chi tuition before the Cultural Revolution in the 1960s had this aspect quite strongly, this allegorical journey. And you might think, what are you on about? I mean storytelling, but every movement had a big long story attached. A kind of, it was almost like you could take a moral from it. It was something you could get your teeth into and really enjoy. And then when you were playing out a movement, you weren't just playing out the movement, you were playing a story out. And that story was being expressed through your the quality of your body movement. So kind of like method acting. And after the Cultural Revolution, that aspect really died away, certainly in mainland China, or it became far less pronounced as the Cultural Revolution really sort of came down heavy on a lot of the traditional aspects of Chinese culture. So things that were frowned upon were swept under the carpet, but actually a lot of it was kept in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong being separate from mainland China and under the rule of the Brits at the time, the traditional methods were allowed to continue. And so the allegorical journey continued. You can see that in some of the lineages that they keep the storytelling going, and Master Locke does. You can check out his website, joelocke.com, and you can see he actually writes books on the practice, as well as just writing for the joy of writing. And it's worth reading because it does help to round out just the movements. It becomes a story that you're embodying. So let's start with the 7 stars in Rotations Qi Gong. And this is a story of Genesis, if you like. It's a story of going from absolutely nothing, going from Wuji, and then gradually building up the aspects of the universe. So from Wuji, then primordial chaos, your open door 5, where the energy is just going everywhere. It's energy, but it hasn't yet formed. And then Taiji duality, heaven and earth, 2 things separate. And then heaven, earth, and man, 3 things. And then the 4 corners, the stations of the compass, and then the 5 elements, And then the 6 harmonies, things harmonizing, the inner worlds and the outer worlds coming together in harmony. And finally, the 7 stars in rotations, the rotations, if you like, of the heavenly bodies. So it's very beautiful. And there is your story. So let's begin. Yeah. Okay, so in fact, let's start with our heels together and our toes a little bit apart. So we're being good boys and girls and doing Wuji quite officially. So oneness or nothingness. Heels together, toes slightly apart. We lengthen up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back, and we release and relax down through the body. Bringing your awareness in and letting go. Allowing your awareness to spread out, listening behind, letting all sounds flow through you. Finding all 10 fingers, gently lengthening them down. And let's open our stance. Fix the feet. You want to come into center. Okay, are we ready? Let's scoop. Release shoulders, release elbows. Feel into your hands. Feel into your belly. And movement 2, roll the ball. Good, and let's turn and roll from corner to corner. So we're making a circle. And remember to smile. Smiling opens and blooms your energy. Let's make a change of direction. You can make an S shape or just change direction. Okay, so let's bring the hands, excuse me, in front. Draw in, float up, and expand. Now level with the chest. Can you feel the rotation? Can you feel the energy? Like a wave rippling around your arms. You can think of a spark of light swirling along the arms, jumping over the fingers, up the arm, underneath the armpit, around the back. Good, let's change direction. So Tai Chi duality is really splitting the system in half. You're thinking of from the waist below is earth, from the waist above is sky. And so you're influencing everything below the waist and then above the waist. Let's come back to center. Now we integrate sky, earth, and our body. We take a deep breath, gather, draw in, point to the eyebrow corners, down the face and neck, open, feet down through the body, turn palms, point around the feet, up the back of the legs, around the waist, relax, check posture, and breathe. Good. Now feel the contrast between all that movement and then this lovely stillness. And as you still, breathe and feel into the internal universe. Feel the movement, feel the activity, your heart, your breath, the blood pumping through your body. Feel your muscles, feel your structures, and let go into them. Good, let's go again. Deep breath, gather, draw in. Eyebrows down the face and neck, open. Down the body, turn around the feet, point the fingers. Good, around the waist and recover to center. Good, hug your elbows in and breathe. Remember, movement 3 is a lymphatic practice and therefore it is exhausting. So you might think, well, why are we doing it? Well, it is clearing away stagnation and garbage that has accumulated in your system. So that's why it's exhausting. Your body is having to deal with all that rubbish. It's like making every day bin day. When you do lymphatic work, you're cleansing, you're flushing and detoxifying your system. So you'll notice as we stand, we go from feeling exhausted to within a couple of seconds, maybe half a minute, oh, I feel okay now, because your system has actually flushed that stuff away. So it's cleaner now. One more time. Ready? Deep breath. Draw in. Around. And relax to center. Very good. So the folks who developed Tai Chi were not afraid of working the body hard. They weren't afraid of making you, you know, experience challenge, as long as that challenge resulted in better health, better balance, better well-being, better flow of energy. Release, please. So I think a lot of people watching Tai Chi in a park or on television, they might think, oh, that's lovely. It's so gentle. It's so soft. It looks like you're floating on a cloud, like it's no work at all. It's no effort. No, it is work. It is effort. We make it look effortless. That's part of the beautiful performance of it. And through work, it becomes much more doable, but it should be work. You should feel like you're working. Even the word relaxation in Tai Chi and Qi Gong, it doesn't mean what we often think of relaxation as in lying on the sofa, eating M&Ms or whatever. Relaxation is opening the system with awareness, with breath, so that there's more space for the energy to flow. It's more effortless for the energy to flow and make us feel well. That is relaxation, but that actually requires mindful effort. It's not something that we just collapse into, but we have to put a little bit of work into relaxation to get the benefits. Good. So this is a beautiful wee exercise. If you do nothing else from this form, might I recommend that you do this wee exercise every day a little bit? It's for the stomach and spleen, and it is cleansing, it is balancing, it is centering, and it actually tones your body, which is lovely as well. Good. Okay, so let us turn to your front left. So I'm mirroring here. We're going to do our little choo-choo train. We start at the tailbone and we feed our weight, we feed our awareness up the back. As we turn the waist, we're not tipping, but we're turning. We're cycling the arms. The movement of center moves the arms. And as your hands move, we're feeling our way up the back at that level. Lengthen up through the top of the head, keep the chin slightly down and back as you maneuver up the spine and into the neck. The vertebrae are smaller in the neck, so the movement is smaller, it's more focused, until we find the base of the skull. And then we step to the side. We flip the toes, we turn the hands, we come under the arm, along the arm, and turn the palms and relax down. Let's do tiger a couple of times to each side. I really like tiger because it's for the parasympathetic nervous system. It's to help you relax, digest your food. If you are wanting to procreate, it will help you procreate. It will help you be more fertile. It's a really nice wee exercise for the calming, rejuvenating aspect of our beings. Turn and relax down. Good. Okay, so let's now look at Phoenix. So one hand comes under, stretch, turn and step. Squash it down and expand. Fill your back. Release and step. I know this can be a bit confusing with mirroring because it's quite complex, but keep going, see if you can. We go over and come in and step back, and we come over and come in and step back. Let's do that again, and this time I'll do it back view. So we'll go from tiger, yeah. So right hand under, expand and step. Never worry if you're not quite sure you're getting things right. Do your best. But with each repetition, it'll get easier. Now we're going to do snake. So we turn the toes and look over the shoulder. Let the arms swing around you and push your hands away from your body. And release. Do a little lasso of the top hand. Flip your toes. And the same to the other side. So we look over the shoulder and we push the arms away from our bodies. Good. Back to center. And we cross the hands And we sit back and down as we stretch forwards and up. Notice the hands want to be in line with the feet. We're not going beyond the feet. We're not going narrower, just the same amount. Fill your back. So pull your belly button through to the small of your back. Tuck your chin and lengthen your head. And if you see from the side, my arms are still bent because we want to balance the legs, but I'm filling the small of my back. Oh, that's quite hard work, isn't it? And release. Good. Okay, and rest. Take a breath. Good. Okay. So our next exercise is the 5 elements, and I'm thinking maybe of showing you it front view first. You've done it before, but just to be clear of what we're doing. So the first exercise, let's just do the arm movements. Let me see. So you have one arm extended and one arm level with the elbow. And we're going to turn the front hand, and it's like you're grabbing somebody by the throat. I'm turning to the side so that you can see it, the contrast. If it's in front of me, it might be difficult to see. So you're grabbing someone by the throat, draw down. And then the other hand does the same, grab and draw down. And you draw down to the side. And we round the arms off. So if I bend, you'll see they're like that. So the arm that has followed comes to the outside. We float the arms up and square up. So now you have one hand on the inside and one hand on the outside. And then we repeat. The one that's on the outside opens and grabs the throat. Do you see what I mean? Grab and draw down, and then the other one follows. So you could actually just do an exercise to make that more fluid, where it's just like you're grabbing and drawing down, similar to a chain punch, but think of grab and draw down. Or you can think of pulling rope, you know, like the big ropes at the docks, great big ropes pulling down. So that's the feeling. You're taking the throat and down, taking the throat and down. So that's the first little aspect of the move. So 1, 2, and then down to the side. So you have 1, 2, the hand that was 1, you go in that direction. And then round it off, curve it off. Do you see what I'm doing? 1 on the outside, 1 on the inside. We float up and square up, repeat. Outside hand grabs and draws down. Inside hand grabs and draws down. We go down to the side, round it off, lift up, square up. Open, grab, grab, down, round, lift, square up. Grab, grab, very good. Down, round it off, lift, and square up. If I show you it from the side, grab, grab, down, round, lift, square up, grab, grab. Good. So the grab is kind of like this, you know, extending and down, round, lift, square up, grab, grab, down, round, lift, square up, grab, grab, down, round, lift, square up. Excellent. And rest. Take a breath. It's complex enough, isn't it? Okay. So the leg work, if you just watch me, we're going to step on one foot as you grab. So same side, hand and foot, same side, hand and foot, and then you go back. So you go back towards your back foot, round off, lift, square up. And as you square up, it pulls the front foot back, and then repeat. So we grab, step, back towards the back foot, round it off, lift, and square up. Grab, grab, back to the back foot, round it off, lift, and square up. Good. Let's do it again. Can we go back, please? So this is your gold drill. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Gold drill, but it's the element of gold or metal So this is working on our lungs and our large intestines. So we're going to stand on one foot and we're going to, the same side, hand and foot, is going to step and grab. Feed that arm down and step and grab through with the second foot as well. Roll back towards the back foot, hug, lift, square up. Same on the other side, grab and step through, grab and step, roll back, hug, lift, and square up. Grab, grab, roll back, hug, lift, and square up. Last time, just watch out the thumbs, don't let them get carried away. Keep them relaxed. One last time, grab, grab, roll back, hug, lift, square up. Excellent, and rest. Well done. Good stuff. So that's your metal for lungs and large intestines. So next we're going to do water, and water can move forwards or back because water can flow in either direction. So the water move, the arms are, let me see. So we're going to block, and the other hand comes through center and strikes. So it's a finger strike, like so, like that. Okay, see what I mean? So like that. Yeah. So we block, and the other hand comes through center and strikes. Good, and block, come through center and strike. And block, come through center and strike. Now, before we started class, we were talking about levels of Tai Chi and levels of difficulty. And I love form, you know, it's great, and it's great to be able to do it. But going back to basics, especially when you're an advanced practitioner, will actually make your advanced stuff far better than if we just leave the basics completely and only focus on form. So today we're just looking at the moment at basics, because we get into habits, or just without going over basics, we lose our fine tuning. It's something that needs to be done. It's like sharpening a knife. You know that you'll start with a really nice sharp knife, but as you use it, it gets dull. And unfortunately, often as we do practice, as we do form, our basic skills are like our knife, and the knife gets dull. So we have to keep going back and sharpening it, and then our form is amazing. So block, and the other hand strikes. 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 So that's your water move, and that's for kidneys and bladder. Good. So often there are specific organs relating to moves. Sometimes it's not an organ, sometimes it's an extraordinary channel, but every move does something. Good. Okay, so let's have a look now at the leg work. And the leg work for water is relatively easy. We'll start at the front of our space and we'll move backwards. So we're going to, the hand that's forwards, let me see. Yeah, the hand that's forwards blocks. We're going to step back with that same side, and then the other hand piercing forwards, the front foot squares up. Then we block, we step back, and the front foot fixes itself, squares up. So fingers and toes are pointing forwards. Block, step back, and pierce. Now we can go forwards, and it's similar but slightly different with the feet. We block, we turn out the front foot, and then same direction, fingers and toes point forwards as we step. Block, turn out, and step. Block, turn out, and step. Good. And we go back. Block, step back, and turn the front foot as you pierce with your fingers. Block, step back, and pierce. Block, step back, and pierce. Let's go forwards again. Block, turn out and step, block, turn out and step, block, turn out and step. Last time we go backwards, block, step back and fix the toes. Good, okay, and rest. So that was water. So next we have the element of wood. So this is by Chinese traditional understanding of the elements. They have 5 elements. We have metal, we have water, we have wood, we have fire, and we have earth. Okay, so the wood is your choo-choo train again, but this time it's more extended. We're choo-choo training and extending, choo-choo training and extending. So we're not just cycling, we're stretching it out, one hand forwards and the elbow back. And remember, we were talking about sometimes Tai Chi and Qi Gong have asymmetric moves. This is an asymmetric move. So we only do it stepping forwards with the right foot. We don't do it stepping forward with the left. So let's look at the footwork. We're going to step forwards. If I show you from the side, we're going to step forwards with the right foot, and then the left foot comes halfway in. And step forwards right, and the left foot comes halfway in. Right, and halfway in. Okay, so let's try it together, and I'll do back view. So we're going to step forwards with the right, and again it's the right side, so the right hand and foot go together. So we step right, and we take a half step, so only half your step, don't close completely, and stretch your left arm forwards and your right arm back, and you'll feel the liver gets a really good stretch. Let's do it again. Step right, half step, and stretch. Step right, half step, and stretch. Step right, half step, stretch. Step right, bring the right elbow back. Good, one more time. Good, and rest. How did you get on with that? Okay, good, okay. So that one was wood element, and that was for the liver and the gallbladder. So next we have the fire element. So the fire is similar to Jade Maiden plays shuttles in Yang style. Now I remember one or more teachers have said to me over the years, never compare exercises because it can flavor someone's idea. Do you remember we said the storytelling? Whatever stories we tell ourselves become our reality. So we have to be a bit careful about that. But yeah, I think of Jade Maiden. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to step with one foot and one side. As you step, that hand rolls up, and the other hand comes in front of your heart. And then as you take a half step, you rise slightly. So you're standing up a bit and you're expanding the arms away from you. One is expanding away from your temple and the other is expanding away from your heart. Good. You glide the hands down and then you do the same on the other side. We step and we block up. In front of the heart, we press forwards and half step rise. Good. So we can go towards the back of our space and come towards each other. So we glide down, we step, we block in front of the heart, rise. Glide down, step, same side in front of the heart, rise. Glide down, step in front of the heart, we press and rise. Good. Glide down, block and rise. Good. You'll never guess what organs that was for. The heart. The fire, yeah, so the heart is the fire organ. Heart and small intestines for that one. Good, okay, so let's now move on to earth. Do you remember that lovely wee exercise I said if you do nothing else, do this one? Well, we're going to do the same thing now, but on a big scale. So open your stance, please. grab your balloon or your bowl, and we're going to turn towards the upper hand. And then we turn the bowl over and turn towards the upper hand. Turn, turn towards the upper hand. Turn, turn towards the upper hand. Make sure your knees are in line with your legs, so they're neither too rolled in, they're certainly not rolled out. That's an issue I get a lot. Both myself and I see my colleagues struggle with it, because when your energy is blossoming, because we're happy and we're training, getting the energy flowing, it can push our knees out of alignment. It's like blowing them out like a balloon. So make sure your knees do not expand out. If they're hurting, think of releasing and relaxing the thighs so that the knees come into better alignment. Scoop and lift, scoop and lift, scoop and lift. Good. This is an earth exercise. It's for the stomach and the spleen, and it brings us into balance. Good, and come in. Good, and relax down. Take a breath. Good. Now we've done this exercise, this form before, so I'm not too worried about the next movement for you. Movement 6 is the 6 harmonies. What are the harmonies? Do you know? We have the 3 external harmonies, so that's the hands and the feet. They move as one. We have the elbows and the knees. They move as one. And we have the shoulders and the hips. They move as one. Those are the 3 external harmonies. They're 3 pairings that work together. But then we have the 3 internal harmonies, the mind, the Jing Qi Sun, the seed of energy, the energy being used, and the, how do you say, the experience having burnt that energy, used that energy. So you could say fuel, fire, and smoke. So those are the internal aspects. So the 6 harmonies together are everything working as a team to harmonize our experience. So let's see if we can do it. Just follow me. I think you've done it before, so hopefully it'll come nicely. So feet together, we lengthen up, chin slightly down and back, release, relax down. Release belly. We're going to step open, and we're going to do 4 scoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to swing underneath, lift the toes and turn, swing up and open to the back, open left. Good, then we go back the way we came, left side in, arms up, step back and swing down. Same on the other side, turn on the heel, step through and open right. And this time we keep turning to the right, step to the corner. So rest there, because we haven't done it for a while, I think, and it's complex. So do you see? Yes, good. So do you see what we're doing? It really does flow very nicely. Watch me first, and then when you're doing it, you're hopefully not having to look back at the screen. So just watch. So we have our 4 scoops to get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. We swing down and step through and keep turning a little bit more to open. And then we go back the way we came, turn in. We step back and you use the momentum, turn, step through and open. And then we just keep going in the same direction for our next move. Can we try it again? Let's give it a go. And again, the thing is, don't worry. See if it goes wrong and you go in the wrong direction. Nothing bad happens. Nobody will know. So just relax and let it flow. And often once you're more relaxed, then it works out really well. Okay, so here we go. We lengthen up, relax down, and step open. Ready? 4 scoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swing down, lift the toes, turn, step through, and open. Back the way you came. Up, step back right, swing down, turn on the heel, arms up, step through, open. Keep turning and step. Well done. Let's cross the wrists and untwist, and cross the wrists and untwist. I'm going to do this facing you because, again, I have my back to you and I'm going, yeah, they're doing fine. But maybe you're going, what are you doing? Okay, so we're just going to cross the wrists. Now think of like you're turning a steering wheel. This is not the way you're meant to turn a steering wheel, but it works. It helps you think. So we're going to untwist the body and turn the arms. And you just keep chasing the arms around and eventually they'll cross wrists again. So then a little release towards the underneath hand, and then you can go the other way. So we turn the wheel and just keep turning the wheel until it crosses. And release, turn the wheel and cross. Release, turn the wheel. So that's called martial flowers. There's a lot of this kind of movement in martial arts because it's literally just allowing your body to move and keep moving. And eventually this happens. You just find yourself doing this movement. So it's very, very natural. Might take a bit of work, but it's natural. Good. Okay. Good. Easy, right? Breathe. Feel your way. Good. Well done. And rest. Good. Now we can add steps with that. So we can go to the corner and back, but you don't need to. If you are going to add steps to it, what we do is we cross over the front leg rather than crossing over an empty space. See what I mean? So here, one leg is forward, so I cross over that forward leg to then circle. And just as I'm about to cross again, I step, so I'm crossing over my front leg. Whereas if I were to leave it, ooh, there's nothing there to support. Do you see what I mean? So you always cross over the front leg, and that means that you're creating stability and strength. So yeah, we'll try it. Okay, so if you go to the back of your space, normally we do this to the corners, but let's see. So if you take one foot forwards, doesn't matter which, but you're going to cross over that leg. So bring the opposite hand on top, over the same side leg as hand. Good, now you're going to release, circle the arms around, and just before you cross hands again, you step. And there you have support for the weight of your arms. And again, we release and we circle, and just before you cross, you step. Good, and circle, and just before you cross, you step. Now we can do it backwards as well. It's exactly the same. So we circle, and just before we cross, we step, and therefore we have hands above foot. We circle, just before we cross, we step back, the opposite foot. Circle, just before you cross, step the front foot back. Circle, just before you cross, step back. Let's go forward. Circle, step. Circle, step. Circle, step. Circle, step. We go back. Circle, step. Circle, step. Circle, step. Forwards. And rest. Well done. Good job. Very nice. Okay, let's finish with our 7th and last step of the sequence, 7 stars in rotations. So this is literally walking in a circle. but we're using the Bagua technique, and this Bagua is an entirely different subject. It's a brother, if you like, to Tai Chi. So circle walking is not just one step that you might find tricky. It's an entire thing. It's an entire different system. So don't worry if you're not getting it exactly accurate. This is designed to be a pathway to mastery. It seems that Master Locke holds Bagua very high in his estimations because he's generated this form to lead you from nothingness through Tai Chi and arriving in Bagua. So it's kind of like, and this is the next step. So we're going to take 8 steps round. Bagua is circle walking and tends to be 8 steps, hence the name Ba. Ba means 8, Bagua. And we're going to therefore take 2 steps to each corner, but we're stepping in a circle. And the hands, can you do it with me? Just the hands. So we start heels together, we lengthen up and relax down. We're going to scoop under. So it's the same beginning as open door 5. And one hand is going under and the other hand on top. So there's your little stomach spleen exercise again. We turn the ball over, and as you turn the ball over, you push the heel out on the side that's scooping under, and then that hand, the hand that's under, sweeps forwards towards the center of the circle, and you release the other step, ready to go. So let's do that again, please. Ready? We lengthen up, we relax down. Find your fingers and scoop. One hand over, one hand under. We're doing it on the other side now for some reason. That's okay. We scoop, and the hand that's coming under, the heel pushes out. We release the lower arm to the front, to the center of the circle, and release the leg. Good. So you could do it in either direction. So it's good to practice both. Let's do it again. We lengthen up, scoop, under, turn, push the heel out, swing to the center, and release. Good. One more time. Scoop, under, push the heel out, and step. Good, and rest. So now all there's left to do is the actual circle walking. Let's give it a go. I want you to relax. I want you to smile. Just do your best. Okay, are we ready? We lengthen up and relax down. Find your fingers, lengthen them down, and let's scoop. Let's take the right hand under, left hand on top. Scoop the circle round and push the heel out. Left hand reaches to the center, release your right foot. Ready? 8 steps round, off we go. 1, 2, 3, halfway, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to turn in, make a ball, and release the left foot. Off we go. 1, halfway, 2, 3, halfway, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rest. Take a breath. And point to the floor. Well done, and the heel tap. So I said halfway when we were quarter of the way, but hopefully that wasn't a problem. Shall we do it again? Just one more time. Okay. Ready? And scoop. Right hand under. Left heel out. Left hand to the center of the circle. Release the right foot. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn in. Release the left side. Right hand to center. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rest. Take a breath. And close. Good. Well done. So that is the 7 stars in Rotations Qi Gong. As I say, Master Locke has designed it to be a pathway for mastery. So you start from nothing and you build up. And even though these exercises are relatively pure, as in they're not overly complex, they're complex quite enough to be getting on with. And you'll notice that as we get to the end, we go back to simplicity. What could be more simple than a circle? And yet simple does not mean easy by any manner of means. So you did very well. Let's finish off, please, with a little warm down. Relax and breathe. We're back to hitting ourselves because it's very good for us. Breathe. Smile. Let's go to the legs. Cup your hands. Don't cup your legs, cup your hands. Pat. Good, and come up the body again. Over the shoulders. Good. And the dog has been so good. He's just laid there sleeping. That's amazing. He barks a lot, so that's really good. Okay, let's shake out, please. And we finish with 100 ailments go away. Another lymphatic move. We're doing lots of lymphatic stuff today. Flop the wrists and bounce and let all your wobbly bits wobble. Smile. And relax down. Well done. 7 heel taps every day, 100 ailments go away. You don't have to worry about counting, just do a few and then, do you feel the tingle? Isn't that lovely? The body is full of vitality, and with vitality comes awareness. And with awareness comes vitality. It all feeds into itself. So keep active, keep moving, keep bringing your awareness to the present moment, and you will vitalize and refresh your system. Let's bring the hands to center, please. Hug the elbows in. And let's bring the heels together and the toes a little bit apart. So we're going to do the Qi Gong salute. We lengthen up. We relax down into the center, breathing and calming, and then press into the belly and bow. Thank you very much, folks. Well done. Happy training, happy practice, and I look forward to seeing you next time.